Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the BOTA Cast. I am your host today, James. I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts, Zach and Drew. Wait, and
What's up?
Drew, not Andrew.
No, it's just Drew, man.
And Drew, not Andrew.
Correct.
Yeah, I know why I said. All right. Anyway,
Yeah!
we are clear of a weekend that was actually a lot of fun game-wise, and we are here to talk about some of our favorite moments and just run down the scores from the rest of them because there were some duds in there too. Let's be honest. That's just how it works.
Fact.
We get right into it. Just jump.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can I pick our starting place?
You can pick the starting place, Drew.
Can we please start with the Cowboys-Falcons game?
I think we got it. I think we got to kick it off with that, dude.
Man.
What was that?
What a shootout.
Classic Falcons.
Oh, my gosh.
Falcons straight up said, hey, we're going to be a SpongeBob meme. It's that fucking SpongeBob meme where he's the quick stare. Hey, you want to see me blow a 20-point lead? Want to see me do it again?
Oh, yeah.
At one point, they had a 99% win probability. I think it was right before the onside kick.
James, you never count the Falcons out.
You never count the Falcons out in a failing, dude.
They are actively trying to lose football games.
The goats of choking in the NFL right now.
Literally. It's a Georgia thing, man.
So, assisting in, or I guess the developing part of the Cowboys win would be Dak Prescott throwing for 450 with one touchdown. And
running for 3.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 running touchdowns on 18 yards. Zeke got 89 on 1 with 22 carries. But then CeeDee Lamb finally had a good game, broke 100 yards with 106. And Amari Cooper had 100 yards. Both of them 6 receptions. And whoever the fuck Dalton Schultz is.
Yeah, once again, the Dalton Schultz is the new starting tight end now that Blake Jarwin is broken as fuck thanks to the ACL bug. Fair. But the Falcons defense had reprised its role as a piece of Swiss cheese yet again. And this team is never going to do what anyone expects them to do.
No, they're always edging. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
They just never finish.
They're always edging. They want to achieve orgasm, James, but they can't.
They just can't quite get there. Always dipping. They got real close at one time, and then Tom Brady cucked them.
Yeah. So, Tom Brady was like, no.
Nah, Dan
Quinn washed the goddamn carpets. Don't you dare.
That was on Dan Quinn and Matt Ryan, I firmly believe.
Oh, yeah, it was. Let's not forget Kyle Shanahan. Also on Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, that sack that knocked him out of field goal range, that was the big one.
I can't wait to talk about the 49ers
after
later.
That Julio Jones
catch. Oh, my God, the poor 49ers.
Speaking of Matt Ryan, let's talk about him. 273 with 4 touchdowns, had a great performance. Todd Gurley was kind of whatever. They fed him the ball. He just wasn't getting the yards. 21 carries, 61 yards.
You can't blame Matt Ryan in this game. I mean, you can't really blame him.
No, he did what he could.
You can't blame him last week either.
No, I think it's the defense. I mean, I know it's the defense behind him. There's no thought.
No, it's as bad as the defense was. You can't blame this game on anyone other than the Falcons special teams. Because I've never seen a professional football team not understand the rules of football. They know that they can touch the ball before it goes 10 yards, right?
What the hell was that? They were all dancing around singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that. Why? What was the point of them backing away?
I think that they were kind of banking on the ball not going 10 yards. I think they didn't want to jump on it and have it squirt out or something. But then it went 10 yards.
So. It's like the same thing when a ball is like, oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just going to mention that's okay because that was the possibly the second worst onside kick recovery attempt I've ever seen in my entire life. So,
yeah, and we're not going to talk about the first one. We're not even going to mention the first one.
I'm just saying. In terms of context, definitely worse than this one. Definitely.
Oh,
worse.
yeah. And come on. In terms of what happened, it was worse, too. So, yeah. Anyways.
So, not much else to talk about here except for Russell Gage being like the fantasy pickup of the week. Dude has had 2 games. One had 100 yards. This one he had 46 and a touchdown. Like, stock's going up. Calvin Ridley also, I think Zach and I both called that he was going to outscore Julio this year. And so far, he's on a good pace. Julio,
Yes, sir.
24 yards. Calvin Ridley, 109, second straight hundy.
Dude's a beast.
No big
TDs
deal.
again.
Those.
Those
All right.
TDs.
So let's bounce to a game that was more disappointing. And, man, I tried to defend him on the preview show, but Rams and Eagles. Carson, bro.
No bueno.
What is happening?
Yeah, the Eagles are bad and hurt and bad. So
Again, there's like 3 constants in life: death, taxes, and the Eagles being hurt.
yeah,
They're
That's a
just
fact.
one of
Facts.
a few teams. Yeah, Carson Wentz.
I mean,
man,
this year,
there
but I
was-
mean, look at the
sorry.
Eagles as a whole.
they're
Have they
always
ever been
hurt.
healthy in the past like 5 years?
No.
No. I think
And-
another thing that hurt on Carson Wentz here. I mean, he had a good stat line with 242, and I guess a big shining bad mark against him is the 2 interceptions. But he wasn't able. He had a bottom 5 clean pocket percentage this week. I think I'd have to look at the actual stat, but it was not good. Even when a clean pocket, he was overthrowing.
And I think that's huge because I feel like the Eagles, when they won that Super Bowl, they had like a top 5, I wouldn't say top 5 line, but they maximized their offensive line. And clearly it hasn't been working out for them
Yeah.
I mean,
at all.
they have a lot of the same pieces, or have tried to keep a lot of the same pieces, and they just haven't been the same over the last couple of years, mostly due to injury again. But I don't even know what to say about the Eagles. They have vastly underperformed in both of the first 2 weeks, and I don't see it really going up from here. So.
Dude, other side of the ball /field /whatever, some other side, the Rams are overperforming what they thought they were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tyler
Jared
Higbee's
Goff
back.
is looking like a competent quarterback.
He is. Tyler Higbee's back, baby.
Yeah, that was one I was adamant against, but damn. 3 touchdowns, 54 yards? Fuck me.
54 yards. Love me
Doesn't
some
matter. I
Tyler.
mean, if you're getting it done in the red zone, who gives a fuck?
Oh yeah. Exactly.
I gotta
Zach, how you
say,
feeling? 'Cause you're a
I gotta
big
say,
Goff
after
truther.
2 weeks, I wouldn't have had the 49ers at the bottom of the NFC West.
No,
No,
I don't think any of us
Okay,
would.
so James, you and I have talked about this before,
Hmm.
and we definitely saw like a huge drop off for the 49ers. But I know we also talked about this, that we figured that the Rams were going to be a bottom feeding team because they just, after that Super Bowl loss, they just went down and Jared Goff didn't look good. I mean, good for him though. I mean, if he's going to have another good regular season, it's good for the Rams. They need it, especially to compete with the NFC West. I mean, the NFC West is fucking crazy.
Mhm.
It's nuts.
There's only one loss in the whole division.
Yeah. And it was inside the
because
division.
2 of the teams played each other.
Right, exactly. It was inside the division.
True.
And it was a phenomenal game.
Yeah, it was.
I have no more thoughts on that, except I'm now very interested in what the Rams are going to do the rest of the year.
Yes, 100%.
Hey, you know what? It's probably some of that new stadium magic. Have you seen SoFi? That place is fucking
It's
ridiculous.
bougie.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good question about this. How long before we see Jalen Hurts in? You think he comes in this year?
I do.
I think at some point this year, yeah.
I do. I think it's inevitable that Carson Wentz gets hurt. It really
Okay,
is.
now let's tie it to this. How many weeks before he is starting? Because I'm sure he could come in for a game and sub.
I give it 3. I think Carson gets hurt.
So
within
week
3
5? Or week 6?
I'd
They're
say
on
like week 5 or 6, like
Yeah.
maybe 8 at the latest. Because again, you said the offensive line for the Eagles, the bottom 5 in what? No, sorry, top 5 in pressure percentage allowed. I mean, Carson Wentz is going to get hurt. It's inevitable. It is.
So here's the thing for me. I don't think that Jalen Hurts takes the starting job from Carson Wentz if he's healthy at all. So if he gets hurt and is out for 2 or 3 weeks, I think he comes back and takes the job back.
Okay.
But if he's out for the season, obviously I think Jalen's going to take over, and it'll probably be a roller coaster from there, but we'll see how it goes.
You know I love me some Jalen.
Absolutely, but it's going to be a tough system to get used to when most of the pieces are hurt all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running quarterback, apparently. So,
and that is even more reason the offensive line's going to have to hold up. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, to the I don't know what I was going to say. NFC East, NFC North. I got caught between both of them. Let's talk about the Giants and Bears. Daniel Jones, bad. Mitch Trubisky,
that huge
better?
implications from this game, though. I mean, huge. Number 2 overall pick goes. Was he number 2 or number 1? Was he number?
He was
1?
number 2.
He was number 2.
Baker was number 1.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking in terms of fantasy because he's been a number 2 pick for 3 years or something.
Yeah. This year he was number 2 though.
Wait.
Was 1.
Who was number? Wait, what? You said Baker was number 1 when?
20
The year Trubisky went?
18. No, we're talking about Saquon.
Oh, Saquon. Okay, yeah. Yes.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, huge implications. Saquon's done. He's got a torn ACL. I mean, that's huge. In terms,
injury prone now?
I mean, you're looking at now Devonta Freeman finally has a job after a while. So, Drew, me and you, that stash pick for Devonta Freeman, finally about to pay off.
Wow, you guys stashed a flex.
We stashed a flex? Please, oh my God, James, you really want to get me going on this shit? Please name me a single player on that offense that's actually going to produce besides Devonta Freeman at this point.
Darius Slayton.
No. Daniel Jones is a sack of trash.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is not good. That offensive line
Darius
is
Slayton,
not
there goes
good.
Evan Ingram, because Evan Ingram also gets hurt all the time. So what are your options? Wayne Gallman. Ooh, so scary.
I'll still back Wayne Gallman Jr.
Dude, a fresh Devonta Freeman, though. He hasn't played in a year and a half, dude.
I think it's going to be one of those situations like Dez where he gets out and either in practice or something he breaks his foot.
Now, normally I would agree with you, but after watching what happened with Cam Newton, Devonta Freeman is going to Cam Newton the fuck with the Giants right now. It's going to happen.
Oh, my God.
He's going to come. I know, right? This is the term that I'm using.
Past Giants Super Bowl, Devonta Freeman versus Cam Newton.
Yeah, Devonta Freeman has a 3,000-yard rushing
That's
season.
what Zach wants is another Patriots Giants Super Bowl. That's good for his mental health.
Oh,
yeah, right.
No, seriously. My therapist told me if there was a part 3 that I had permission to kill myself. So
you got express permission.
It's written.
Suicide.
I have it. I have it written down somewhere.
It is a prescription for suicide.
Yeah, it's like unassisted suicide.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I just don't know how to interject in this, and I'm trying to transition off this game.
This is the thing. This is what you get with me. You can't transition off of me. It just doesn't work. Anyways, Devonta Freeman.
So Brady bounced back. Bucks Panthers.
Not even a bounce back. Played the Panthers without Christian McCaffrey for half the game.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey is now out. What, 4 to 6?
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Which he said, which is horrifying to me. I see that as a challenge. Don't rush your fucking injury. You're a young running back.
Can I just say, Drew?
God,
I just want to say that sentence alone reminds me of Royce whenever he goes and punches a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong? He's like,
no,
Royce,
you're
don't
right.
punch a wall. Challenge accepted. No,
Yep.
it's not a challenge. You're gonna hurt yourself.
You're gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks. Bet.
Bet. I'm not gonna lie. If Christian McCaffrey comes back next week and runs on crutches, I guarantee you he gets 100 rushing yards. I'm not even gonna lie.
Maybe. I mean, he got two rushing touchdowns before they even fucking kicked off.
Yeah, against a really good Bucks running defense, no less too. They've had a top 5 rushing defense the past 2 years.
Very true.
Tackle machines. They know how to wrap up.
I guess some easy boys down there.
Rushing on the other side, though, man. Leonard Fournette broke 100,
Good
2
game.
touchdowns. What
Yeah,
up?
carving out a role for himself in that offense.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that really helped Ronald Jones too establish his game because he had a good game last week too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
23 and a touchdown. Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting production with him for a touchdown, so that's good.
Mike Evans got 7 receptions for 104 and a touchdown. I know Scotty Miller, who was a potential big flex with Chris Godwin out, ended up dropping a pass in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a big drop.
There was one more I can't think of. It was just bad looks.
Yeah,
Another-
again, that offense is going to take some time to gel, but they're starting to look
Yeah, right.
a little more formidable at this point, especially now that they're utilizing a couple different weapons out of the backfield. And
Dude, if I
think-
drafted Mike Evans, which I didn't, I'd be
Oh,
pumped
dude.
now.
I'm happy I had Mike Evans in at least one league.
Also, we gotta talk about that when we get to it because I think it was just on last night. But how the fuck did you come back?
Yeah, boy.
How did you manage that? That was a deep hole.
I needed like
Ugh.
11 points out of Cook and Josh Jacobs, and they did it,
Josh
baby.
Jacobs got you that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Josh
Um,
Jacobs. We're
Well,
gonna get to
to
that.
point out, Drew, I did in fact beat you in the family league this week. So
I know you did. My team sucked eggs in the family league this
hey,
week.
you know what? That's okay because last week I put up maybe 67 points against James. So don't feel too bad.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that
I
was
did overall pretty
solid.
decent in fantasy. I think I won 3 out of 5 leagues.
Shout out to Royce for missing the median in our friends league by like 0.7 points.
Dude, our median score was like 177.
That's because me and you put up like $190, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, sorry.
We went
sorry to
off.
side tangent, but fantasy sports are arousing to all three of us.
Absolutely.
I feel uncomfortable.
If you don't sit on your couch with a hard on watching all your fantasy teams, you're just doing it wrong. Plain and simple.
So on the on the theme of the Sunday Bloody Sunday, I think people were calling it the fucking 49ers Jets, which I thought could have been a trap game, but turned out it wasn't. They won 31-13, but also lost. Jimmy Garoppolo for week by week.
I think it's like 6 weeks max.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert's out. I think it max.
He's week 2.
Yeah. Who else was on that report?
Nick
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 Bosa.
Bosa out for the year. Big one.
Solomon Thomas out for the year.
Solomon Thomas. Yeah, they got a lot of gaps to fill.
A lot
Yeah,
of
they
people-
sustained more injuries on Sunday than actual 49ers in the mines back in the day. So, yeah.
Old
was a rough one.
Jebediah got shot, but fucking Nick Bosa's ACL just ruptured. So what?
Got stuck down in the shaft. It caved in. Didn't
No,
send
the
the
shaft
canary
is a
in
different
first.
show of ours.
Yeah,
Drew, you're
taping,
not- that's a
taping the
different
shaft. Yeah, that's what we would do if the shaft.
one. Mining the shaft. It's our Minecraft podcast we record in a coal mine.
Sponsored by Kyle. At Kyle with your Minecraft world.
He's having a good time.
He loves it.
He's
I'm-
living.
I'm hopping on after. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Jesus. So I guess one thing I could be happy about is at least Baker's not the worst quarterback in his draft because Sam Darnold just still cannot produce. And
Yeah.
there's an aspect of it that he doesn't have the weapons around him. But at this point, I think you got to start looking at Sam Darnold and being like,
Yeah,
all right.
dude's.
Ooh,
I
I
still-
think Zach has a contradictory point here.
Yeah, I
Zach?
think I'm kind of in agreement with Zach.
What? Mark
Adam-
this down.
Adam Gase sets his players up for failure.
Right.
Look at Robbie Anderson right now. How is he doing?
I
With Eddie
refuse.
Bridgewater.
Yeah.
How's he doing? He's doing good.
100 yards, 109.
He's in my starting fantasy lineup now.
Yeah, you're starting Robbie Anderson because he's done so well. Who the fuck starts Robbie Anderson?
I've started him the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
But-
Yeah.
Again, Adam Gase does not know how to manage his players or coach a fucking football team, period. I
Oh
mean,
my God.
literally, like, talk to Mike about it. He's our resident Jets fan. I mean, I feel like we should commit him to a mental institution as soon as we can. I mean, for being a Jets fan, obviously, but
Yeah, that
Um,
team barely qualifies as a football team.
no,
If they had to change their name, they could not call themselves the New York Football Team. That's for sure, because they ain't a football team.
um,
Oh.
I didn't think that went through before I said it. You can cut that out.
You did not just say that.
Dude, I don't know why.
Are you gonna cut this out?
Just cut that out.
I have to.
You have to cut
There's
that
no
out.
way. I'm only gonna cut out what he said, so it's just gonna come back to us just being like, "What the fuck?"
All right, I'm gonna hold what I was gonna
Are
say.
you gonna do the voiceover again?
Oh, dude, do I have to do the voiceover again?
I wasn't even thinking about that. That just
Oh,
came out. I don't even.
Jesus
Anyways,
Christ.
fuck me. But yeah, I mean, ask Mike about it. Like, he's watched that team every week for the past I don't know how many years. Like,
Can't fucking
are
get
you
over
still
it.
dumbfounded? You're just
I
like,
can't get over it. I can't. I don't know how you did that.
you really shouldn't expect anything less from me at this point. Like, I've said some really fucking fucked up shit on the air. All right, I don't know what you want from me.
Keep it going.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it all boils up to ownership, though. Like, ownership's not taking responsibility for their coach. Plain and simple. And it really, again, it comes down to Adam Gase. Like, Adam Gase doesn't know how to coach a fucking football team.
Yeah, that is the issue with the Jets, and the Jets aren't going to change until the ownership changes. Same thing with the Redskins, really. Though they are showing some promise, so we'll see.
I also just want to put it out there that I wasn't making fun of that. I was just saying.
Just stop. Just
All right.
stop.
Okay.
We're gonna move on from this.
Fucking fuck.
Fucking
I'm just saying. I
Christ.
wasn't making fun of it. There was no intention of that. It is what it is. I mean, you can't call him that.
So the next game up in Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Jesus Christ, Zach was my game of the week. Ended up being closer than I thought, but I don't know how. The Broncos and Steelers. The Steelers defense is legit. I don't think that was a question, but in practice now, it's still fucking good.
I think so too, but I also think that they kind of like gave up a little bit when Drew Lock went down because they were like, "Oh, it's Jeff Driscoll. Like, who gives a fuck?"
Yeah,
so-
and I mean, I feel like there had to have been a little bit of that going into the game, anyways, with a hobbled Cortland Sutton. You know,
Now,
Royce
hobbled.
Freeman is their third string quarterback. Like,
Oh yeah, basically. I know.
Yeah, so now they're down a Cortland Sutton. They're down
one Cortland Sutton.
one singular Sutton. They're down Drew Lock for an extended amount of time. I haven't seen the range on that.
Too long.
Too long. Just too long. And at one point, Jerry Jeudy even went out injured. It was not good.
No, it
No.
wasn't. I mean,
No,
this is
it's
what
bad.
happened. I mean, you're seeing the ramifications of not having a preseason.
We already talked about the Rams. That's different.
No wholesome jokes here. Only fucked up ones. Thank you.
What's on a beanie? Fucking make
That
jokes
was
about that.
way too family friendly.
I know this isn't family friendly. All right, for us to meet the explicit label that we have to put on all our podcasts.
Let's use it.
Yeah, let's do it.
If we got this tag, we're gonna earn it. Big Ben, 311, 2 touchdowns. James Conner spiked back again with 106. Benny Snell regressed hard with just 5 yards. But
With just 5 yards.
I mean,
5 yards.
the fuck. I mean, I think that not having Von Miller out there is clearly why James Conner. I think James Conner had a better game. James Conner's more of a power back than Benny Snell. I mean, I feel like Benny Snell's kind of like that prototype satellite back.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have bigger bodies out there to control the line, then obviously James Conner is just going to run through you.
Yeah. Valid.
Observation.
No, it's a good one. Sorry, I was looking at the receiving.
There you go. Juju had a good game.
Big Ben was just doing good Big Ben things. I mean, his main target of the day was Deontay Johnson, who we already talked about. We thought he was going to have a good year anyway. Chase
Yeah.
Claypool came in second. So Deontay Johnson got 8 receptions for 92. Chase Claypool was more of like a big play with 3 for 88.
Yeah.
And then Juju still got 7 for 48. So we dispersed the ball well. He had his big play target, which could really bode well for Chase Claypool's like career and fantasy value.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're getting most of the coverage is going towards what's his name? Deontay Johnson?
Yes.
Deontay Johnson and obviously Juju. So
All right. Bye, Drew.
All right, he'll be back.
Must have crashed.
Yeah, probably. But anyways, yeah, I mean, most of the coverage is going there. I mean, you still have to worry about Eric Ebron, even though he's like, stiff.
Even though he runs like 2-2x4s.
Oh, he's brutal to watch run.
It's not. It looks
It's not pretty. I mean, he gets the job done, but it's not pretty.
No. Want to roll on though, Zach? Let's keep it popping.
Yeah, let's keep rolling.
All right. What should have been Thursday night matchup, Jags Titans. Titans ended up pulling a close one there too. But Minshew, man, Minshew's making the case to be the guy long term.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Trevor Lawrence, whom?
Whom? Yeah. I mean, I definitely think so. I mean, after last year, there was some magic, and then I think he fell off a little bit. But Titans have a pretty good defense there. I mean, they especially with the addition of Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, like that's a huge add. So the fact that they put up a really good fight against the Titans, who most likely will win the AFC South again, because the Texans look so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
I hate being so bad. DJ Chark, fucking beast.
Laviska Shenault,
Laviska Shenault.
Laviska's having himself a little 2-game series here.
Yeah, dude. He oh, look who's back. Hey, Drew. Yeah, he had 37 through the ground and then 35 through the air.
Oh, what the fuck? Dude, what's wrong with your eyes, Drew?
I'm stoned.
Clip of the week right there. Yo!
Oh, God.
Yeah, my phone died a lot faster than I anticipated. So
Yeah,
It's all right. Well, we're talking about Jags Titans. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, very interesting. I think Gardner Minshew is really the story of the Jags this year, of course, in how he's just continued to.
And there goes his.
Phone calls and shit. This is ridiculous.
Did you do that to yourself, Drew, or did James? Did you do that?
Jesus, come on. But yeah, Gardner Minshew is a good quarterback.
Just like waiting for it to happen again.
Nah, we're good. But yeah, I think the Jaguars have put up more of a fight this year than people expected them to, and I think they've made a little bit of something out of nothing down there so far. The Titans were a tough opponent for sure, but
speaking of, let's shout out Zachary Burrell because his man Janu is finally hitting that like.
Hell yeah, baby girl!
Zach's probably
I told y'all, Jonnu Smith. Watch
4 receptions, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And his last week he had a similar stat line.
Yeah, it wasn't that far off.
No.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill definitely loves his Jonnu over there. He's going to be a big part of the offense moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, like I didn't really make this comparison, but I mean, the last tight end that the Titans had was Delaney Walker. I mean, Delaney Walker was the guy in Tennessee for a long time.
Yeah, they definitely finally actually found a viable replacement for him.
I agree. I mean, he made I don't know if this was this week or last week, but he made a really good catch in the end zone.
Yeah.
I remember. I do not.
I don't remember which game it was. I'll find the film or whatever. We'll figure it out.
Also, another take. My Derrick Henry not getting 300 carries again isn't looking great.
Nah.
He's already got 25. Or 25 this game. I don't know what it was like week 1, but Jesus, they just feed him the rock.
Yeah, they're gonna feed him the rock. I mean, dude, he's literally a fucking tank. There's no way they're not gonna feed him the rock. Like, they're running off the play action. Like, you're gonna run the ball 25 to 30 times a game and then only pass like maybe 20. Because if you make Ryan Tannehill pass more than 30 times a game, you're most likely gonna lose because he's not the guy.
But he can definitely work in that system and work off of Henry because Henry is always the focus of defenses going in to play the Titans. So
Right. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, he's just a walking muscle. Plain and simple.
literally.
That is kind of how it works.
Dude has like just no body fat.
He's a monster.
I wanna keep it moving though. That was a great game, a great win by the Titans.
Mhm.
But Drew, let's talk about your boys because man, they put out.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Dude, I mean, I gotta say, Chris isn't here today, so Aaron Rodgers, 240, 2 touchdowns, look kind of flat. And that's
He's looking pretty flat with the 6 touchdowns on the year, no picks, and
Well,
yeah.
Drew, do you mind
flat.
if I interject? Because I
Go
have a
for it.
little take that I know James is gonna roll his eyes at. But James, how about that Aaron Jones take you had?
oh yeah, no,
Packers?
it's not going well so far.
Not very well. What did I say?
168
He's gonna have
and 2
another
touchdowns.
monster year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Listen
go
to me.
into let's go
me.
full fuck James mode though, because Yamans, I saw him all over the field and I miss him with all my heart. But goddamn, Christian Kirksey had 10 tackles on the day with 2 assists. Doesn't mean shit for like fantasy or whatever unless you're doing IDPs, but that dude's just all over the field.
Big ad. I think that he really is going to be the main linebacker, going to hold down that defense if he can stay healthy. That is the big question here. He's done great so far amid the slew of injuries, but knock on wood here. I think he's going to anchor that defense for the season, and they're going to come into their own. And once they start firing on all cylinders, and that offense can keep it up, man, watch out for the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been. I mean, obviously you're a Packers fan, Drew, but like I've also been vying for the Packers defense. Like they have a good young unit. Their secondary is nasty. Like they have a really good young secondary.
Sullivan's starting to step up with that big pick 6. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's good.
Zach, on the other side of the ball,
Mhm.
another person you and I are both big fans of, but Hawk had a pretty decent game for himself.
He did.
He was getting the separation out there. It wasn't fantastic, but 62 yards and 4 receptions. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just needs to trust with Matthew Stafford. I mean, I think that's the big thing. Like, he didn't have Kenny Golladay out there against the Packers, which is huge. I mean, because then coverage goes to the other receivers. Did Marvin Jones have a good day?
4 receptions, 23 yards, and a touchdown.
No. I mean, a touchdown, yeah, but I mean, overall, like he's touchdown dependent anyways. But I mean, as far as shutting down the weapons of the Lions, I think the Packers did a really good job. I like TJ Hawkinson. I mean, he's obviously no Calvin Johnson, but I mean, I feel like Matthew Stafford could. Huh?
TJ Hawkinson is not Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, no shit. But I mean, like he's not. I don't think TJ Hawkinson's going to be any kind of player like Calvin Johnson. I mean, like he's a generational talent, but I think he could fill the role of favorite target for Matthew Stafford. I think maybe like halfway through the season we'll see him like really come into his own.
Mm-hmm. Know what I got to say? I'm very interested about before we get Drew's other side of the ball here. DeAndre Swift through the ground didn't do well, and they're kind of using him as like the satellite pass catching back. He got 5 receptions for 60 yards, so it looks like I didn't see those. I didn't really watch this game too much. I was kind of working during it, so I don't know if those were passes out of the backfield or if he was lined, but I'm assuming he was playing off of short passing situations.
I didn't get to watch much of it either. I was at work too, but
yeah. I'm assuming that's probably the case because I know Kerryon Johnson scored a rushing touchdown, most likely near the goal line. So I mean, your take is probably most likely spot on. Like it seems like they're using him as more of the satellite back, which is, I mean, I didn't watch him in college, so I really don't know what
Not
kind
that
of.
outlandish.
It's not that outlandish.
No, yeah, Kirby Smart kind of like to use him like that towards the end. He
Okay.
still handed off a bunch, but they were using him like quick passes out wide screens.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, I would say that. I think once Matthew, I feel like Matthew Stafford isn't really the check down kind of guy. So, he runs. I mean, I feel like they run a vertical offense. So, having check downs in the system, especially for DeAndre Swift, doesn't bode well for him. Especially if they're giving Kerryon Johnson goal line touches.
Yeah.
So,
and it looks like Adrian Peterson's the workhorse.
yeah. So that sucks for DeAndre, but hopefully, if Kerryon has a bad game, they'll put him in at the goal line, see what he can do, and then he'll go from there. But
let's chug along. Let's go into the AFC East. The Bills and the Dolphins, which was a game we almost were wrong about. We all called that, I think, as the Bills winning, and the Dolphins looked like they were gonna take it for a little bit there.
A little bit.
They got the blood pressure up.
They
Josh
did.
Allen though, 417, 4 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 153 and a touchdown. John Brown, the legend, John Brown, 82, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Great.
Like I said, so, against the Dolphins, I mean, there's nothing you could do. I mean, yeah, Xavier Howard's there, but the rest of the secondary is just dog shit. So, I mean, even if they're playing man-to-man coverage and you're getting that, Xavier Howard on Stephon Diggs, unfortunately, Stephon Diggs is a really, really good wide receiver. So, I mean, it's not going to help his case, especially if he's not getting any help from any other player on the field. So, I mean, really a really good game by Josh Allen. No, he is not elite. However, this season will help him to try and establish that, because if you get Josh Allen on a game like this, then I will start to agree with you. 417, 4 touchdowns through the air. He's utilizing his weapons. That is exactly what I want to see out of him.
Yeah, but it's going to take a couple more consistent performances like that against better defenses than Miami. So.
Oh, right. I mean, and the Jets, too. Let's not forget they played the Jets last week. So 2-0, but the Jets and the Dolphins, who are also both 2-0, are 0-2. So, I mean, do I put much weight into his performance? I mean, he had a good performance. I think it shows, I would say it shows that the unit maybe has gelled together a little more through the 2 games, but it's the Dolphins and the Jets. I mean, come on.
They got a lot of potential. We just got to wait and see if they can live up to it against a legit team.
Agreed.
Week of the tight end, besides it being week of the injuries, it was the week of the tight end. And another guy, I know Zach is huge on, I was big on, Mike Gesicki, 130 and a touchdown.
Like I've said before, baby Gronk. That's it, baby Gronk.
Yeah. And then off of him is Dawson, but
yeah, I mean, well, Dawson
whole evolution scale. It's first one's Dawson Knox, and then it's Mike Gesicki, and then it's Gronk. Gronkzard.
Yeah, big Gronk.
Anything else from this one, boys?
I would say Mike Gesicki. I think it's really good that he's getting the targets, he's getting the yards. Coming out of where did he go? Iowa? Was he an Iowa factory tight end?
Oh, Penn State, baby.
He was Penn State. I don't know. I don't know where he went to college because, like I said, I don't watch college football. But, I mean, he was someone that was on the Patriots' radar, and I remember, I forget what year he was drafted, but I remember wanting him to replace Gronk, drafting him, having a year under Gronk, and then being able to replace him. I mean, we got obviously we got Devin Asiasi, which could really work out, but yeah, I mean, it's just showing my suspicions were true, because he's balling right now.
Balling. I mean, he was kind of low-key balling last year, too. Just no one really gave him the mind because he was on Miami. But this year, I think he's really hitting his stride.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're seeing it more so now, because like you don't have a big name quarterback on your team, or you don't have a star. You have Devontae Parker, and that's fine. But like, there aren't many.
This game, wasn't he? Wasn't Parker not even in this game?
No, I just mean in general. I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
But in general, I mean, you have Devontae Parker and you have Xavier Howard, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it. You have no other star players.
I have Calvin.
Huh?
I have Calvin, right?
No, I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't even call him a star player. I wouldn't. He's a really good player, but like if you need someone and you want to call him a star player, you call him elite. I wouldn't call Kyle Van Noy elite. I mean, it has to be someone that can go into any system and succeed. And I feel as though Devontae Parker, if Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki can succeed in a Dolphin system, they should be able to succeed anywhere else, or at least my thought process. But I mean, the thing with Kyle, sorry, I'm just like 2 more seconds. Kyle Van Noy, you have the best defensive mind in NFL history coaching, and then you go to the Dolphins. Do you know what I'm saying? So. And back to James with the weather.
No, I wanted to make a joke there. I was going to make a joke about Matt Patricia, but I don't think he was even. Nah, he might have had some layover with Kyle Van Noy. I don't really know. I don't think he did, but we are chugging along. I think 1 year, right?
The
first year he was there, the last year
went to the Eagles. I think.
Anyway, on takes that I have stroke. Yeah. On takes that I had that are panning out very well. The Vikings, not good. Full on
terrible.
They're bad. They're bad. The Colts are better than I thought, but the Vikings are really bad.
Yeah, they kind of suck.
I like that Drew just gets a smirk through all this because he knows his Packers are still coming out on top at the end of it.
Yeah, they are, baby. Aaron Rodgers is back.
Confirmed Aaron Rodgers round, not flat.
He curvy.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins had 3 interceptions on 113 yards. Like, Uncle Kirk, what are you doing, my guy? On the other side of that, Phil had 214, 1-1, and then they were just getting it done through the ground with JT, which I'm glad to see him finally getting the work he deserves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, I mean, Mo Alley Cox had a good game, but I don't know if I count on that.
That was a weird one. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around the league and been to a bunch of different teams. I don't think I've ever seen him have as a productive day as he had on Sunday, which was bizarre. But I mean, hey, again, this is Phillip Rivers we're talking about. Tight ends. Another quarterback that loves his tight ends. Antonio Gates, Hunter Henry, Mo Alley Cox, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's just move on. Let's just fucking move on after that. Vikings are bad. Colts are kind of back.
Are you serious? You're really going to go there? I was just trying to be normal, all right? For once. For fuck's sake.
Just through my mouth.
Ugh.
All right. Washington got blown out by Arizona. No one's shocked by it. Kyler's a baller. Dwayne Haskins was fine.
They did almost make a comeback.
They had a moment.
They did have a moment. But then Arizona was like, nah.
Antonio Gibson looked pretty solid. He got 55 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just finding his stride.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that Arizona defense move up into top 10 by the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't see why not. What?
I was going to say, I mean, like, I feel like Arizona's defense has been brutal for the past couple of years with obviously some good spots. Budda Baker, obviously Chandler Jones. I mean, he's been a top 3 defensive player for the past 5 years.
Mm. Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. Was that with Budda Baker really filling up that role of, I would almost start to say an elite safety.
I'd agree with that.
James?
Guys, you know,
Yes, I know.
you know what I'm looking at, Zach?
No, what?
Oh. Guess who came in second in receiving on the Cardinals? My man's
Andy Isabella?
Andy.
Andy Isabella, baby.
He was 1 yard off of D-Hop and also 1 touchdown less than D-Hop.
Hey, that a boy, Andy.
Way to go, Andy. Way to be a part of the system.
Getting utilized, baby.
Kyler can spread the ball. I mean, he's got options. And, with someone like Andy Isabella, you got classic Julian Edelman, Wes Welker syndrome. Got a tiny little white guy with a chip on his shoulder. Watch out.
I don't know if Andy Isabella's white.
I'm pretty sure I thought he was. Is he not? Wow, that's brutal. Okay, never mind then. Let's move on. I could have sworn I saw a picture from the other day, but whatever.
Okay, we're just gonna move on. Jesus Christ, this is the not.
Damn it, Zach, again.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's a white dude. Oh, okay. I mean, not necessarily.
Okay, so a game that would have been good last year. The Ravens and the Texans. Lamar comes in and just pillages like he has been. Gus Edwards is relevant for a day. Congratulations, he did it. Ball was spread around. I don't really know where the scoring came from, to be honest. One rushing, one receiving. Were they scoring on defense? I did not watch this game. I'm going to be completely
What
blown.
game was it?
Ravens, or Texans.
I was listening to the game in the car, and I couldn't really get a gauge on what was happening, honestly, because the Ravens play-by-play people are fucking awful.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Also,
so
fuck anyone who thought David Johnson was going to bounce back. I had that gut feeling like, oh, maybe I should take a flyer, and I never did, and I am beyond glad. 34 yards and 11 carries. Fuck you.
Okay, but he had a good game against the Chiefs.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily give up on David Johnson, but
I'm fully giving up on David Johnson.
I also wouldn't take a flyer out on him. I would avoid him, but I think it's gonna be like every other game. He'll have a decent game, and then he'll have a bad game, and then he'll have a decent game, and then a bad game.
How many yards did Aaron Jones get today? 168.
Oh, he had fucking something like that.
Scrimmage yards or rushing yards?
Rushing.
Yeah, I got them both.
Rushing was like 160 something. Scrimmage yards were like 230 or whatever.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if David Johnson can break 160 yards this year in one game, I will allow you to throw tomatoes at me like it's an old time bad play.
I mean, that sounds like fun. I don't think we're gonna get to do it, but it sounds like fun.
Oh no. Let's look at the schedule. Let's take a look at the schedule. Why don't you boys carry on? I'm gonna look at the schedule real quick, because I'm gonna tell you which game it is.
So since we were talking about the Chiefs, we're going to go into this one. Surprise start for Justin Herbert. Everyone's more optimistic than I will ever be about the kid. But the Chiefs ended up winning in overtime with a field goal. Harrison the Butt got a solid kick to win it. Pat Mahomes just getting it done being Pat Mahomes. 54 on the ground, 302 through the air, and 2 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, nowhere to be found. That's kind of fine. The Chargers front seven's pretty solid. It's a rookie running back.
Like I've said before, top 3 front 7.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think this was a much closer game than most people expected it to be, and I think you got to give Justin Herbert a lot of credit, at least for at least acting like a veteran presence and keeping that team steady throughout the course of a big game for him, and ended up coming just short at the end, but a hell of a debut for the rookie, I'll say.
And you know what I got to say, too? I mean, this was, like you said, this was a game a lot of people just wrote off. This was my game to just say, screw it. Like, it's going to be a Chiefs win. It definitely was not just like cake. Oh, God, Zach's got a game.
Oh, I have a bet to make with you, big boy.
Let me finish this one through.
Oh, yeah. No, you're good. Go for it.
he had a lot of moments that even as being a non-Justin Herbert guy, I saw and I was like, oh shit, like I didn't see that out of him in college. Like, I didn't see that at Oregon. He looked different, but then there were moments where I was like, that right there, that is why I wasn't banking on Justin Herbert. There's a couple passes he made that were just tight coverage. I don't know who he was trying to sneak it in on, but he wasn't getting it past Matthew, and he should have been smarter than that.
But, first game in the league, playing against a tough defense, and I think he'll work some of that out. I think it's going to be interesting to see which way he trends towards, if he can iron out those mistakes or if they start to define who he is as a player. We'll see how it goes.
It'll
But
be interesting.
absolutely. But I think all in all, there's reason to be optimistic in LA for the
I think so
maybe
too.
one or two Chargers fans that exist.
Yeah, no kidding. I would say, like, I mean, just the circumstances of his start. I mean, Tyrod Taylor went out in practice, right?
Yeah, he had minutes to be like, you're in. You're
He had, I mean, again, he had no time to actually prepare. Like, you can do all the practice you want, but if you're not in the mindset that you are starting, you don't take it as seriously. And I'm sure that's probably what he did. And he had a good game against a pretty decent Chiefs defense. I mean, they're like middle of the pack, but he did pretty good against an NFL caliber defense. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say about it. I mean, I don't know if you can have faith in him as the guy of the future, but I mean, if you can get him to be serviceable, you send Tyrod Taylor to his fifth team to get replaced by a rookie, and then you go about your way.
I was gonna say there's actually moments of it where I said like he could be their guy. Like they could have found the dude to like fill the big shoes left behind by Phil. So I'm not ready to commit to that statement yet, but this is a different Justin Herbert than I saw in college. Which even just then, Justin Herbert was still decent in college, but the mechanics, the everything, I was more impressed than I thought I would be.
Maybe after the draft and he worked with the Chargers, maybe he's getting a more reserved approach. I mean, you were saying like he tries to force the ball too much. Maybe he's relying on his reads and going there rather than trying to break the play down and improvise.
Maybe. Time will tell. Tell me the game. What do you got?
James, care to tell me who the Browns play week 10?
They play the Texans?
James, I'm going to bet you the tomatoes, okay? If David Johnson does not rush for over 100 yards on the Browns, y'all can throw tomatoes at me. If he hits 100 yards, what do you mean? What's this?
Because I said 160.
Okay,
but
he's not Aaron Jones, you
100?
dipshit.
Yeah, duh. That's why I made the bet, you idiot.
Yeah. I'm calling your bluff right the fuck now. 100 yards. That is the trademark of a good day for a running back is 100 yards. If David Johnson hits 100 yards against the Browns, we all get to throw tomatoes at you. If he doesn't, I will be the idiot that gets tomatoes thrown at him. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I can condone that.
Can you condone that? Are you sure?
Yeah. I don't think David Johnson's going to make it to week 10, so yeah, I'll condone that.
Okay, but if he doesn't make it to week 10, then the bet is not void.
No. If he
gets hurt and doesn't play, you lose.
Yes.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That's not bullshit.
Why?
He didn't rush
That is
for 100
absolute
yards. No.
That's bullshit.
No.
That's him not rushing for 100 yards.
No, but that's circumstantial. If he doesn't rush for 100 yards and he played, that's one thing. But if he doesn't rush for 100 yards because he got hurt, every other player in the NFL is getting fucking hurt right now. So I'm not. No, that's bullshit.
Oh, Zacky's scared. Zacky's scared of an injury history. Oh.
Am I scared of his injury history? No. Am I scared of the fact that every player in the NFL is about to go down with an ACL tear? Yes.
Just simultaneously.
Literally everyone. I mean, just I would say, I mean, I think they localized it to MetLife because of the amount of injuries that the 49ers had. Did you hear about that?
Man. Yeah, I heard that, and the truck broke down. Dude, the Saquon injury, by the way, he fully tore his ACL, partially tore his meniscus, and sprained his MCL. Good God.
That's going to be tough to come back from. I mean, that's a lot of CLs that are hurt.
I will never be banking on Saquon Barkley again.
Ooh, then that's crazy. That's insane.
That's
'Cause
insane
Saquon
to
was a
say.
workhorse. But I mean, and I don't want to throw this out there, but I may or may not have a hot take.
Ooh,
Look at his
turn up the spice.
look at his rushing performance for both games before he got hurt.
What was it? 3 and then it was
I would
28.
I would argue that the Giants were playing him hurt.
You think so? Think they're forcing him through an injury?
Yeah, I think so.
That could be
I mean,
possible.
I
man.
wouldn't doubt it after what he endured week 1 against the Steelers.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I would be surprised if he came out of
exactly. But I mean,
that uninjured. So
how many rushing yards did he have that game? Like 3?
6.
Yeah, 3
Not
or
even
6.
like less than 10.
6.
He had a decent game through the air, but that was with separation. He couldn't bust through the line at all.
Yeah, the separation of his ligament from one end to the other.
Everybody hurts.
All right, it is Zachy time. Talk to me about Sunday night, dude.
Honestly, I'm not even mad. That was a really good game.
That was a very good.
That was a
game.
very
Yeah, it
entertaining
was.
game. I think, the play that the last play, I saw some memes like on Facebook, and it was like the Seahawks Super Bowl interception. Like, wow, this is the same caliber. Are you stupid? You had the best running back in the league at the time, and you threw a pick, and you're gonna argue that this play was worse? Are you fucking stupid?
Are you dumb?
Are you mental?
Are you mental?
Are you mental? No, but the play worked twice before in the game. You don't call that play again. I mean, it's obvious what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't like the play call. But I'll argue though that the Seahawks line was prepared for that. And they made a good play. They blew up the lead block, and Cam obviously got cut underneath and didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. But
My biggest issue with the whole end of the game was the clock management by the Patriots. It wasn't the play itself. It wasn't any of it. It was the fact that they should have been able to run another play or two, but didn't.
So here's my thing. So that initial. So the play before that was that pass to N'Keal Harry, and that got them the first down, like on the 2-yard line. I like that play. Also, watch out for N'Keal. He's going to be huge. He had
called that shot.
He had a quiet week 1, but last week, really good.
72 yards. I mean, outshined by Julian Edelman, but Julian.
Well,
Edelman
yeah,
also
but I mean,
179 yards.
I mean, you expect that from Jules though. He's a big time player. Like he shows up in big games.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, and this is a big game. I mean, I gotta say, I expected them to lose this game even with Brady. Even if Brady was still the quarterback, I expected them to lose this game just because of how unpredictable Russell Wilson and that offense is. I mean, they're a good team. It's completely opposite to what they were in 2013 and 2014. Obviously, the Legion of Boom. I mean, they were the defense. Now they're the offense. They're finally letting Russell be Russell Wilson. I mean, and he's fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But watching the game, would the Patriots defense love some of those touchdowns back? I'm sure. But Russell Wilson made those throws. Like those throws could not have been any better.
Yeah.
They were
Absolutely.
exactly where they needed to be. I mean, you're playing the best corner in the league, and you get a pass in to DK. I mean, it was right exactly where it needed to be, and DK made a really good play grabbing that ball, and Stephon did everything he could. I mean, he dove for the ball, got a hand on it. DK just secured it. I mean, it was a good play all around.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's my gun to your head question of the week. Because I could see 2 possible MVP candidates in the NFC West. Do you think it would go to Kyler, or do you think it would go to Russell right now? Season ends, you have to pick an MVP.
Season ends, it goes to Russell Wilson.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not even a question. Good
long term, so they play the full 16.
Okay, that's a different question. You said right now.
No, I know. I'm just
They go to-
I'm extending the question.
Okay. If they go the full 16, I still give it to Russell because I just think that offense is established. He knows what he's doing. I think that they've had this is the second year. Obviously, DK is now he's not a rookie anymore. He's playing fantastic. They obviously have Tyler Lockett still as their number one. Chris Carson is again, he's having a pretty good year so far. I'd rely on him more than Carlos Hyde, but I think that I would give it to Russell Wilson. I mean, it's just it's crazy that this man has never been voted for MVP ever.
Not even once.
Not even once. It's insane. Like, that's coming from a Patriots fan.
Drew, you have any more thoughts before we close this one?
No, I think Russ is the picture of consistency, always has been. He's a rock. And I think that he's, again, like you said, really being allowed to just run the offense like he can. And if that continues, I think that he is odds on the favorite to win MVP, of course. I think there are a couple other guys that have some chances to really shine out, and Kyler, of course, being one of them. And it's going to be a fun race to the end for MVP this year, but I think Russ definitely has the edge for sure.
My only worry for not for Russell, but for the team is how banged up that secondary is going to be. They're just depleted. I mean, I can't even tell you who their starting cornerback is. Bradley McDougall, maybe. I'm not even sure, honestly.
Yeah.
And then they lose their fucking starting safety and backup safety, so they're starting their fucking nickel corner. Yeah, I know, but right, but that's a testament to how shallow they are at defensive back right now.
Yeah. And then obviously, I think they just lost Bruce Irvin. I mean, that thing was torn.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done. So there goes a good portion of your linebacking core, because now it's only Bobby Wagner. But I would say I want to say that if the Patriots have James White in that game, they win.
I think that's a fair statement.
Big statement, but fair.
I don't think it's that big, though, because if you look at the rushing percentage and the rushing yards for the Patriots, between three of the backs, they had 36 yards on the ground. Cam Newton now rushed the entire Patriots rushing offense. James White is the kind of player that can create that separation and make moves to gain those yards. I mean, you've seen it time and time again. The Falcons Super Bowl, even in the Eagles Super Bowl, he was really big, even though they lost that. So
you're right.
All right. Speaking of MVP awards, let's talk about Drew Brees. Ooh. That was a surprise game too, because that was another one we called as a fat blowout.
Shout out to
Brees without Thomas does not look very confident in his abilities or weapons.
Shout out to Chris. This is gonna be a really weird kind of like take thing, but how does like you said, Drew? How does Drew Brees look without Michael Thomas? And Chris said Michael Thomas wasn't going to be a big part of that offense. He's right because he's hurt, but he's also wrong because the offense is absolutely nothing without Michael Thomas. Alvin Kamara had a good game, but
and a lot of that was
he had a great game, yeah. But
a lot of that was on Drew Brees. He was making bad reads and overthrowing people, and I've never seen him personally play that bad. I don't think
it was a very bad game for Drew.
That wasn't even just a Drew Brees bad game. That was a bad game. So I don't know. This might be the start of a heavy decline, especially if Michael Thomas isn't 100% for the next couple of weeks. And
gentlemen, we live in a world where the Raiders are 2-0 and the Saints are 1-1.
Yep. And the Raiders,
Carr Raiders.
Whoever would have thought that the first Raiders game in that new stadium would be a Raiders W? Not me.
Not a shot. I would have guessed that. So, like I already said, Alvin Kamara had a hell of a day with 79 rushing, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and then 95 yards on 9 receptions receiving. Like, that's insane.
He was the only guy Drew Brees could get the ball to.
Yeah.
Accurately. But on the other side, dude, let's give credit where credit is due, because Derek Carr was like old Derek Carr. He looked good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he has reliable weapons now. I mean,
He does. Waller was back up.
Darren Waller. He has Josh Jacobs coming out of that backfield. And I mean, Josh Jacobs, like, honestly, like, I would argue that, Christian McCaffrey, number 1, give me Josh Jacobs at number 2.
I condone that.
But I think that John Gruden has definitely found a way to maximize the weapons that he has in, having Jacobs with the monster week last week. Then you have Darren Waller making big plays, so the defense is concentrating all on him, and then running play actions and stuff. Alec Ingold was the first player to score a touchdown for the Raiders at the new stadium.
Fullback, baby. That is super.
What other team other than a John Gruden team would that happen? You use Darren Waller on a play action and find the fullback out of the backfield. He's making it work, and I think it's gonna be a fun season for Raiders fans. It's gonna be interesting to watch that team. It's gonna be good.
It's a really good start for them, especially because they do have to face the AFC West. I mean, the Chargers front seven is no joke. The team itself might be a joke, but the front seven's really good. You have the defending Super Bowl champions, and the Broncos offense, even with Jeff Driscoll, I mean, they looked pretty good. They have the weapons as long as they're healthy. So, I mean, if they're not healthy, then we don't even have to worry about the Broncos. But on paper, that team should be good.
I mean, on paper, yeah, but we got to see this kind of consistency week in and week consistency. Jesus,
right? As long as they're healthy. But I mean, James knows firsthand what on paper means. So,
yeah, believe me. Actually, we're gonna talk about that when we record the next show, because there's gonna be some fun matchups this week too. There's another good week scheduled, but that is it for week 2. That is it for the show. Gentlemen, do you have any closing thoughts?
Watch out for the Patriots, guys. I'm not going to lie. If Cam Newton throws the ball like this, they're going to go far.
True.
Go.
Go.
Exist, Browns exist. You know where to find us, at BOTA Sports everywhere. If you're already listening to this, you found the podcast. Congratulations. We're also on YouTube if you want to see us for some ungodly reason. Stay tuned later this week for our preview episode. Zach did a taping the shaft, I think.
Yeah, I did. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, taping the shaft is up. Other than that, I think that's it. So for Drew, for Zach, I'm James. As always, stay. I tried to catch him. Stay.
I'm letting you have it.
No, you're not.
Damn.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Stay beautiful. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for all alerts on our uploaded videos. And find us everywhere at BOTA Sports.